Breaking news, the Sydney siege is over. The tragic end to the 17-hour standoff. 3 thought to be dead and others injured.
This morning, the dramatic escalation of the siege that sent this city into lockdown, with the dead gunman now identified as a self-styled sheikh, well known to police.
Our coverage is live from the home of Sunrise Martin Place on this dark day, Tuesday, the 16th of December 2014. Good morning. 3 people are dead, 2 hostages and the gunman who held police at bay for nearly 17 hours following a dramatic end to the siege that held Sydney and the nation captive. Hello and welcome to a special edition of Sunrise. We are coming to you live from Sydney CBD with all the latest on this breaking story.
It was a tragic end to a very dramatic day, and this is how it unfolded. In the early hours of the morning, the gunman was publicly named as Man Haron Monis, a self-proclaimed cleric who first came to the attention of police when he sent poisonous letters to the families of dead Australian soldiers. Now, just after 2 a.m, as the siege was entering its 17th hour, 7 hostages ran free from the Lindt Cafe. And at 2:15, police moved, dramatically storming that cafe, setting off stun grenades as they forced their way in.
The gunman, who is also known as Sheikh Haron, was killed in the raid. Tragically, 2 of the hostages are also dead. 2 people are seriously injured and are currently being treated in hospital. Martin Place behind us still remains in lockdown. Here's Rebecca Madden with a look at how the events unfolded.
After 17 hours, the siege came to a dramatic end. Heavily armed police stormed the Lindt Cafe. They're seen throwing in several flash grenades. Then, the sound of gunfire. The violent end seemed to have been triggered by the escape of 5 hostages just moments earlier, just after 2 a.m. local time. They're seen running, arms in the air, down Martin Place and turning into Elizabeth Street. Then the frightening scene of a lone hostage, clearly exhausted, staggering down Martin Place and collapsing at the feet of 2 police officers. What followed was the sound of gunfire from inside the cafe, believed to be from the lone gunman.
We heard from one police officer saying that a hostage was down, and at that point the police moved in.
It's understood the gunman died at the scene along with a male hostage. Another hostage, a female in her 30s, has died in hospital. A further 4 hostages are being treated for injuries at Royal North Shore Hospital, including a woman in her 40s with a gunshot wound to her leg. A male police officer being treated for a gunshot pellet graze to the face, and a woman in her 30s with back injuries. The gunman has been identified as Man Haron Monis. In 2013, he was convicted over offensive letters he wrote to families of dead Australian soldiers. Last year, he was charged with being an accessory to the murder of his ex-wife. In October, the self-proclaimed spiritual leader was charged with sexual offences. Man Haron Monis began his deadly hostage drama at 9:44 yesterday morning Sydney time. As police locked down Sydney CBD, the situation took an even more sinister twist. Terrified hostages were forced to hold up a black flag in the window. The Arabic words on the flags read, "There is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is the messenger of God." It's believed those words are linked to a Syrian extremist group with links to Islamic State and Al-Qaeda. Man Haron Monis appears to have chosen the Lindt Cafe to ensure immediate and nationwide coverage. It sits directly across the Channel 7 building. Police soon took up position inside the newsroom, using it as a vantage point. Officers then evacuated 7 staff from the building. At the same time, other buildings in Martin Place were evacuated, including Premier Mike Baird's office, the Reserve Bank of Australia and the US Embassy. After 7 hours held captive, 3 terrified hostages ran from the cafe. 2 panicked customers from the front door, then a Lindt worker makes a run for it through a side door. After police spoke to the hostages, they were able to confirm fewer than 30 people were being held inside the cafe. At 5 p.m, 2 more hostages escaped, 2 female staff members. It would be another 9 exhausting, terrifying hours before more hostages ran free from the scene. And the siege came to a deadly end.
Our first thoughts and prayers this morning are with the innocent victims of this horrendous, vicious attack.
It was the act of an individual. This should never destroy or change the way of our life, and as the Premier's indicated, this won't change our lives. This will not change the things that we hold dear in this country.